Welcome to Beat by Beat, where your favorite games are reborn as immersive audio adventures. In this episode, Destiny takes the stage, time bends, friendships form, and Chrono's journey begins in earnest. Let's return to Guardia and see where the portal leads. Press play and find out. The world reeled around him, colors twisted, space folded in on itself, and time became a scream without a mouth. Chrono tumbled through the void, the pendant clutched tight in his hand, the only anchor in a storm of memories not his own. Then, with a lurch, the chaos ended. He fell, hard, thrown onto cool grass under a pale sky. The air was wrong, thinner, quieter. The festival music was gone, replaced by the whisper of wind and the distant clang of a blacksmith's hammer. Chrono stood slowly, brushing dirt from his tunic, and turned in a slow circle. He was in a field overlooking a valley. Beyond it, the silhouette of Guardia Castle rose like a ghost of the world he knew. But it looked different, older, cruder. The banners were wrong. And the flags, he'd never seen those before. He had traveled through time. Still gripping the glowing pendant, Chrono followed a dirt path that led toward the castle. As he walked, people passed him. Farmers, soldiers, traders, none in festival dress. They looked at him oddly, murmuring about his strange clothes, but no one stopped him. That is, until the guards.
Halt!
A halberd blocked his path at the castle gate.
Who goes there?
Chrono opened his mouth to speak, then realized he had nothing to say. He was a boy with no explanation, no identity, and a mysterious pendant in his hand. But before the guards could push him away, another voice rang out from behind them.
"Let him through,"
the woman said, her tone imperious.
"I know him."
The guard stiffened.
Yes, Your Grace.
She stepped forward, radiant in a green gown with golden hair cascading down her shoulders. Her eyes sparkled, but there was a strange familiarity in them too. It was Marle.
"Come,"
she said, smiling as if nothing had happened.
"We need to talk."
In the stone halls of the castle, they sat alone in a small garden tucked between towers, the air heavy with the scent of blooming roses.
"I'm not really Marle anymore.
She said, voice quiet.
Here, they call me Queen Lean.
Chrono blinked, confused.
When I arrived, they mistook me for her. The real queen had disappeared, vanished without a trace. Then I showed up dressed like royalty, wearing this."
She touched the pendant at her neck, now dim but still warm.
They were desperate to believe I was her. And I didn't know what else to do.
Chrono leaned forward, pointing at her, then himself, then mimed the swirling motion of the gate.
"Yes,"
she said, understanding.
"you followed me through the portal. That thing must have thrown us into the past. But we're not safe here.
A shadow passed over her face.
I've heard whispers, rumors. The Chancellor has changed. They say he's no longer the man he was. That he's working with creatures from the forest. That he knows the Queen was replaced."
She looked down.
"And I'm starting to think maybe I wasn't meant to be here. Maybe that's why the real Queen disappeared. Because I took her place."
Before Chrono could respond, the garden doors burst open. Guards flooded in.
Your Grace.
One said breathlessly.
You must come. The king demands it. The Chancellor says you're an imposter.
They dragged her through the castle halls, past curious nobles and murmuring servants, until they reached the throne room. Chrono followed at a distance, heart pounding. The king stood tall, eyes narrowed.
"This girl is not my wife,"
he declared.
"She lies."
The Chancellor stepped forward, his voice oily.
"She came from nowhere, with no proof, no lineage. I say she's a spy, here to deceive us."
Marle tried to speak, but her voice cracked.
I just wanted..."
The pendant around her neck pulsed. A ripple passed through the room, an invisible wave. Marle gasped, then screamed as light erupted from her body. Her shape flickered, turned translucent, and then she was gone. Vanished, just like before. Panic exploded in the throne room. The king shouted. Guards drew weapons. The chancellor sneered.
She was a witch! I told you!
Crono backed away, heart racing. He turned and ran, pushing past guards, down corridors, out into the fading daylight. He didn't stop until he reached the woods. The forest was ancient and alive, gnarled trees creaking with secrets. Crono ducked under roots and leapt over mossy stones, guided by instinct more than memory. He had to find Lucca. He had no idea how, but she always figured things out. Then, as if summoned by thought alone, a bright flash lit the trees, and Lucca stumbled into the clearing, smoke curling from the barrel of a strange handheld device.
I knew you'd come here!
She said, brushing soot from her goggles.
Took me ages to recalibrate the gate. That pendant of hers messed everything up.
She looked around, then frowned.
Where's Marle?
Crono mimed the explosion of light, then disappearance. Lucca's eyes widened.
Oh no. If she vanished, and the queen disappeared in this time too,
She clutched her chin.
that means history's repairing itself. Marle wasn't supposed to be here, so the timeline is erasing her.
Crono paled. Lucca continued, pace quickening.
But if the real Queen Leene isn't found soon, she'll stay missing, and Marle will never have existed to begin with. It'll erase her completely.
Crono stepped forward, pointing to the woods. Lucca nodded.
Yeah, the Chancellor. Something's off with him. People say he's been seen near the cathedral in the forest.
She loaded a strange humming gun.
Time to investigate.
The cathedral was half ruin, half shrine, its stone facade covered in ivy, its stained glass cracked. Inside, nuns prayed beneath flickering candlelight. Lucca whispered.
Let me talk. Play it cool.
They approached the altar.
Excuse me.
Lucca said.
We're looking for the Queen. We heard she might be here.
The lead nun turned slowly. Her smile was too wide.
Oh, you've come just in time.
The candles blew out, and the nuns transformed. Their skin split, revealing twisted creatures beneath. Green flesh, long claws, eyes like burning coals. One lunged. Crono reacted first. Sword drawn, he ducked and slashed, catching the creature's arm. Lucca fired a blast of energy from her gun, lighting up the cathedral in blue fire. The battle was fierce, chaotic, but quick. The monsters fell one by one, vanishing in flashes of dark mist. When it was over, a panel behind the altar slid open. Lucca stepped forward and flipped a switch. A hidden staircase spiraled downward. At the bottom, a stone chamber, damp and echoing. In the center, bound but unharmed, was Queen Leene. Her eyes widened.
Who are you?
We're friends,
Lucca said.
and we're here to save your life.
Crono stepped forward, cut her bonds. As he helped her to her feet, the pendant around his neck pulsed once and then dimmed. The timeline was beginning to repair. They returned to the castle under moonlight. This time, when the king saw Leene, he wept. The Chancellor, real this time, bowed low, shaking with relief. Later, as the castle settled into silence, a light shimmered in the hallway. Marle stood there blinking in surprise.
Going back?
Lucca grinned.
You never really left. We just had to fix the story.
Marle ran to Crono and hugged him tight.
I knew you'd come for me.
Crono smiled and for once said nothing, because sometimes silence says everything. Thanks for listening to Beat by Beat. If you enjoyed this episode, leave us a review and share it with a fellow adventurer. New episodes drop weekly. Follow us wherever you get your podcasts and join us as we bring more epic quests to life, one beat at a time.